Bonjour. I'd like to start our first lesson introducing you a little bit to some of the concepts in French. A question that comes up when someone is trying to learn a language is, can I learn a language? Well, of course you can, because everybody's born with that natural ability to learn languages. As a matter of fact, you already know one. English might be your first language. So, yes, of course you can learn a language. And how do I learn a language? Well, it depends, a great deal on your personality, the type of person you are. Some people can approach it differently, but obtain the same results. Some learners like to jump in as soon as they know enough to get started and continue with from there using like a deductive method, for example. Others want to understand in detail how a language works before they try it. They're very analytic. Both methods have advantages and disadvantages. The most important part of the language learning process is to constantly try to use the language to express yourself. Always alternate study of vocabulary and structures with attempts to communicate. And above all, practice, practice, and practice. Okay. Now, will all this practice make perfect? Well, your goal in learning French should not be to say everything perfectly. If you set that goal for yourself, you'll probably be afraid to speak. Your goal should be to communicate clearly, effectively, but you should expect to make mistakes along when you're speaking. Listen carefully as well to how French speakers express themselves. Make adjustments the next time you need to convey a similar message. So, perfection is not the goal of language learners. Practice is vital, for success. You can learn, vocabulary, grammar, and try to use it in context. Okay, use opportunities to speak it, to communicate. Okay, and remember, we don't have to use long, complex sentences to be understood or communicate our message. Okay. And last thing is always, I know some people like to translate word for word. It's impossible to do that. Your sentences would not make sense. Okay. But understanding what the words are used and how they're used, and comparing maybe, the grammar in your own language with French to understand similarities and differences, that can really help you to then be able to put the language together. Okay, so some familiarity with that will be helpful. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll see you soon. Au revoir.